Hello everyone, welcome to the new lesson, and in this particular lesson we are going to apply the one-way ANOVA statistical data analysis to answer the first statistical question as you can see here. So let's see what is the scenario as per the question given. So the question asked, is there any significant difference in the cost of goods sold among the three types of devices used by the customers while placing an order? Okay, so as per the question, you can see the question asks to find any significant difference in the cost of goods sold among the three types of devices. And for a situation that asked you to find a significant difference on something based on two or more groups, then you have to use one-way ANOVA. So as per the question, you have to use one-way ANOVA. So this is proved. And then we have to define our hypothesis. Okay, so the null hypothesis will be there is no significant difference in the cost of goods sold among the three types of devices, and the alternative hypothesis will be there is a significant difference in the cost of goods sold among the three types of devices. So definitely we want to see the null hypothesis as rejected hypothesis. However, for this we have to define our significance level, and the significance level will be 0.05, which is widely accepted. Then you can see we have normalized our variable, and you know that the Yo-Johnson transformation for the variable cost we have defined as the base transformation for normal distribution. So we'll use the Yo underscore cost variable. We have to at first add this particular variable within our data. So let's add it first, and to add this particular variable, you know what to do because I have shown you how to add a particular variable or replace any variable in the missing values. So at first we will define our data frame, and we will filter out the new variable name, which is Yo underscore cost. So in this particular variable name within this data, we are going to load the values given in the Yo underscore cost variable. And now we will run the code. You can see the code runs perfectly. So let's check the first 5 rows of our data set. And at the last column, you can see that Yo underscore cost variable is added within our data frame. So this is how you can add the variable within a data. Now we are going to generate the required Python code to perform the one-way ANOVA analysis, and we'll go to ChatGPT to do this. You can see I write, give me a Python code for one-way ANOVA, and I will run the code. At first, ChatGPT imported the stats packages from the SciPy library, and we have already imported it, so we do not need to import it again. Then it created 3 sample data for 3 groups. However, we have our 3 groups, and the groups are PC device type, mobile device type, and tablet device type. And the numeric variables is cost and its values. However, I will show you how to filter out the data, and I think you already know because I have taught you about it how to filter out a particular data frame as per some condition. No problem, I will show you it again. And after that, you can see the main line of code to calculate the results of one-way ANOVA. You can see the 2 variable is given here, f statistics and p value. So f statistics will include the results of one-way ANOVA except the p value, because the p values will be loaded in this particular variable. We need the p value to be less than our significance level 0.05 to reject the null hypothesis. However, this particular portion of the code will provide you the required p value and the f statistics or the statistics results of one-way ANOVA. You can see that .f underscore one-way Python method is used to calculate the one-way ANOVA result, which is derived from the stats package. And you can see the stats.f underscore one-way is written, and within the brackets of this particular function, you can see ChatGPT defines the 3 particular groups numeric variables, and in our case the groups are PC, mobile, and device, and we have to filter out the data. I will show you, no problem. And then you can see that ChatGPT printed the one-way ANOVA f statistics, and the f statistic variable is put separated by a comma this particular line of code will show you the headline one-way ANOVA F statistics, and along with it you can see the F statistics which will be loaded in this particular variable calculated through this portion of the code, and same for the p-value. After that, you can see ChatGPT provided us some lines of code to automatically show the decision and conclusion as per the p-value calculated. You can see the alpha is set 0.05 and loaded in this particular variable alpha, which is our significance level. And then you can see the code: if p-value less than alpha, then print reject the null hypothesis, else print fail to reject the null hypothesis. That means if the particular line of code see the p-value calculated from this code of one-way ANOVA is less than 0.05, it will print the conclusion and decision as reject the null hypothesis and so on, and otherwise it will print fail to reject the null hypothesis and so on. However, at first we'll deal with grouping the data as per our data frame. So we'll copy this particular line of code, go to Jupyter Notebook and paste it here. So let's at first filter out the data as per the three device types. So at first the data is PC underscore data, the second group will be tab underscore data, and the third group will be mobile underscore data, in short mob underscore data. And you know how to filter out the data, right? You have learned it, the filtration technique, but let me show you it again. So at first you have to define what is your data frame, and you can see the final underscore data frame, and you have to filter out the as per the condition. That is why you have put a third brackets, and within the third brackets you have to filter out at first the variable that includes the device type. And you know, in our data the device underscore type is a variable that includes the device types. You can see here, you know, this is the portion of code to filter out any particular variable values, and then you have to put the condition. In our case it will be dual equal sign, because dual equal signs are used to completely match a particular condition, and our condition is to match perfectly with the PC. So we'll put the PC in quotation mark. And because all the string written within a particular line of code in Python must be within the quotation mark. Otherwise, only the numbers can be written without quotation mark. Suppose we are filtering something as per the numbers, so we'll just put the numbers, no quotation mark. But as the PC is a object type data, you or text data, you have to put it within the quotation mark. So this particular portion of the code will filter out the entire data frame as per the PC device type and load it within this particular data. And similar for all, just we need to change the device name. The second one is for tablet and the third one is for mobile. That is why I will replace the PC with the mobile. Now we can run the code. You can see the code runs perfectly, and then we can proceed to the next portion of code from here to here. So we'll copy the rest, go to Jupyter Notebook, paste it here, and let's make some changes. So you know that we will use the yo underscore cost variable. That is why we have to filter out the yo underscore cost variables values from each type of data. So for the PC data, I will replace the group 1 by PC data, and from the PC data, I will filter out the yo underscore cost variables values, and you know how to do it. And again, I will use the same portion of the code, but now for the tablet data. And again, I will use the same portion of the code, replacing group 3, but from the mobile data. So the first line of code is revised. Everything is okay. Just run the code. Here you can see the boom. So at first you can see the F statistics is 1.137 something. The F statistics or the threshold F statistics value is 1.96. However, you can see the result is not optimal. It becomes very clear by analyzing the p-value. You can see the p-value is 0.32 approximately, and which is higher than the significance level 0.05. That is why the result or the final result is to fail to reject the null hypothesis. That means there is no significant difference among the groups. So the final result is there is no significant difference in the cost of goods sold among the three device types. So this is how you can use the one-way ANOVA to find significant patterns or insights or decision and conclusion for your data or subject matters. That's all for now. Thank you.